everybody, it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft. Welcome back to the channel. I have another book video for you today, book of sorts. These are my top 3 cookbooks for beginner cooks, people who are starting out on their own, young adults who need some tips for how to find their way around the kitchen. I know that cookbooks seem maybe a little outdated, especially when you can just go to Pinterest or Google, ask Alexa any question or recipe you need to find. But sometimes it is nice to have something that you can just reach for. You don't have to remember what was that website or find it in your Pinterest boards. Having a cookbook on your shelf, especially some of the ones that I'm gonna share with you, it's like makes it your trusty go-to source. And like I said, then you don't have to be searching for, oh, where did I pin this? Oh, I thought I read that somewhere. And you know, sometimes Alexa doesn't have all the answers. Believe me, I've asked her and I get a lot of, I'm sorry, I don't know that. And you're like, okay. But thankfully I have these cookbooks and I'm going to share them with you right now. So the first cookbook that I think is great for beginner cooks is the Green Teen Cookbook. I received this to review several years ago. I think it came out in 2015. And this is a recipe book by teens for teens, which is kind of cool because then you see that the recipes are easy to do. You can do them no matter how old you are, young or old. And what's also cool about this cookbook is that it kind of takes a healthy eating approach. And aside from just having some really great recipes for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, it also just provides information. There's a lot of good information in the front of the cookbook about how to eat healthy, how to eat in season, and just kind of get to know food. You know, it's so important to understand where it comes from. And there's even a section on if you want to be a vegetarian. This cookbook could provide some recipes that will stick with them through the years, through whatever diet. Now it does say it's the Green Teen Cookbook, but I think this cookbook could be for anybody, you know, teenager, young adult. This could be a great high school graduation gift for somebody going off to college who's going to be cooking on their own for the first time, or even maybe a recent college grad who's going to be, you know, getting their own apartment, and instead of relying on cafeteria food in the dorm cafeteria, now they're really going to be cooking on their own for the first time. So yeah, this book is recipes for all seasons, written by teens for teens. I think it's a great starter cookbook. The next cookbook I don't have anymore. I actually just went through it and photocopied the recipes that we liked, and then I donated the cookbook. But it is called Faster, I'm Starving. And if you can still find this cookbook, it came out, I don't even know, a long time ago. But if you can still find this cookbook, it is worth it because this has 100 dishes that you can make in 25 minutes or less. So some of the ones, I have one here. This is what the pages look like. This is the recipe for chicken chili. And it goes through, you know, how many servings, the preparation time, the cook time. There's a time-saving tip, use frozen chopped onions. You get the whole list of ingredients and then the directions. There's also some mom tips throughout. So this is this cookbook is a perfect gift for those recent college grads who are moving out, anybody who's moving out of home for the first time, going to be cooking on their own, can no longer rely on mom's recipes or dad's cooking. My dad was always the one who did a lot of the cooking when I was growing up. But it does have mom tips so that you can, you know, try to capture the magic that mom and dad did at home, or things that they knew that maybe they haven't passed on to you that you can use with this one. For the instance, this says the chicken chili, it makes a good filling for tortillas. So if you have leftovers, you can kind of repurpose it and use it in a different way. Some of the other recipes that I liked in the book were fusilli with artichoke hearts, which sounds really weird, like artichoke hearts, but it's really good. It has salami, or you can use prosciutto in it. It's really delicious. And then there was a tortellini with goat cheese and pine nut thing. I can't make it anymore because it's hard to find gluten-free tortellini, and then I'm not supposed to have the cheese, so whatever. But it was really, really good, and I wish that we could still make it. So yeah, I think this cookbook is great for like I said, college grads going out on their own for the first time, even maybe a housewarming gift for a new married couple, because especially if they're both working, these are easy, fast weeknight meals that anybody can do. And then also kind of in the same vein as being a good gift for a newlywed couple or as a housewarming, first home gift for just about anybody, the Betty Crocker Cooking Basics Cookbook. This edition was published in 2008. They might have updated it since then. My dad got this for me many years ago, and I love it. I don't necessarily use Cook with all the recipes anymore because it's not a gluten-free cookbook. It's not a dairy-free cookbook. So our dietary changes or our dietary needs have changed. You could definitely, without a doubt, adapt a lot of the recipes in here, but it is a good resource in terms of, I still refer to it for ingredient substitutions. It's super helpful. It also has a measurement guide. So if you need to know how many tablespoons are in a cup, you can look it up in here. It also talks about cutting tools, kitchen essentials, all sorts of great information, as well as the recipes. And the recipes in here are just very easy. They're to get you started. It takes you through, some of the basics. Another thing I still use this for, I still refer to it for hard-boiled egg instructions. But it takes you through how to make eggs, how to make potatoes, and then it even goes so far as to like cooking a full turkey dinner. That's in the back of the cookbook. So this one is a really good one. Some of the favorite recipes that we used to really enjoy, the cheesy baked rigatoni. We could probably still do that with dairy-free mozzarella and the gluten-free pasta. The tuna salad. Awesome. Like I said, hard-boiled egg. I still use that recipe all the time. Chicken fettuccine Alfredo and meatloaf. I really liked the meatloaf recipe that was in this one. So yeah, as I'm thinking about it, I should revisit some of those recipes and see how well we can adopt them now, especially since I'm supposed to be eating dairy-free. I'm sure it will be very easy to do. And if you don't have any dietary restrictions, you don't have to worry because all of these recipes are going to be perfect for you and they are easy to do. The instructions are very easy to follow. This is, like I said, a great gift for a first home, college grads, as a wedding present. This is the one cookbook that you definitely need. It's going to get you started cooking. It's going to get you started feeling comfortable in the kitchen, and you're going to keep it around for a really long time. So those are all the cookbooks, the 3 cookbooks that I think would be great for beginner chefs. If you didn't have the experience of getting started early cooking in the kitchen, like from the age of 5, which is something that a lot of doctors and nutritionists recommend these days for kids, just to get them involved in making and preparing the food and understanding how everything works and then wanting to eat the food that they make. If that wasn't your experience growing up and you're now going to be off on your own, or you're married and you're like, he doesn't cook, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, I think these 3 cookbooks are going to be great ways to get you started. And if you have some cookbook suggestions or just some favorite cookbooks at all, let me know in the comments so that I can check them out and everybody else can check them out. And if you want to see more great book content, give this video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe to the channel. You can also find more book reviews at the links below, and follow me on social media so you never miss out on other fun photos and videos and whatnot. I'd love to connect with you there too. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Happy reading and cooking!